Season before a raucous sellout crowd of the WVU Coliseum in Morgantown. It's the final home game of the year for the Mountaineers, an important Big East matchup against their arch rival Pittsburgh. These two teams met 18 days ago in Pittsburgh. West Virginia went into that game atop the Big East with a perfect 8-0 league record, but Pitt held West Virginia to 34%. Aaron Gray led the way for the Panthers. He scored 16 points as Pitt handed West Virginia its first loss in conference play. Tonight, West Virginia looks for revenge and a split of the regular season series. It comes your way in high definition on ESPN HD, presented by Dish Network. It is senior night in Morgantown, and this packed house is honoring a class that has helped elevate West Virginia to a place among college basketball's elite. Among the 5 seniors, Patrick Beeline with his parents, including head coach John Beeline and mother Kathleen, and one of the most popular players in the history of the West Virginia program, Kevin Pittsnoggle. They hope for one more victory before the home crowd on what is always an emotional night in college basketball. Big Monday presented by Bud Light. The Pittsburgh Panthers, ranked number 9 in the country now, have made the hour-and-a-half trip down I-79 to take on the West Virginia Mountaineers, an important game in the Big East. UConn and Villanova are going to battle it out for the regular season conference crown, but West Virginia and Pittsburgh want to try to stay in the top 4 to secure a first-round bye in next week's Big East Conference tournament. West Virginia can seal that deal with a victory tonight. Pittsburgh cannot, but it can take a big step in that direction. Georgetown and Marquette still looking to move into the top 4 and get that bye. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough, along with Jay Billis and Bill Raftery. Delighted to have you with us. Whenever Bill's in the house, it's always... Hey, I know for the seniors in college basketball, it's a very emotional time. All of the atmosphere here tonight, and a very important game.
It's an emotionally charged night for all the reasons you said about what's at stake in this ball game in the Big East for the NCAA tournament seeding. But I think senior night can go either way because of the emotion involved. You got to be very careful how you channel that emotion. And I'll tell you what, West Virginia's going to have to hit shots against a very physical defense in Pittsburgh.
It was emotional for you because I thought of benching you on senior night. But, you know, to me, it's the dribble drive. It is a very emotional evening, a lot of sentimentality going on. But getting the threes, but getting to the rim more often. Both clubs are going to be looking for that, Sean.
In the first meeting, the centers were the story 18 days ago. Aaron Gray was terrific as we take a look at Star Watch, and Kevin Pittsnoggle had his worst night as a Mountaineer.
Well, Aaron Gray, a traditional low post center. He's got great hands. He gets great position down low, and it's hard to knock him off that position. Really plays angles very well. The most improved big man in the country from last year to this.
Well, Jay and I have been Pittsnoggled working with Sean McDonough for these many years. I really got a post-up game now, Sean. They may get into him low to perform.
Let's take a look at the rest of the lineups for Pittsburgh at 21-4 overall, 10-4 in the Big East. Ronald Ramona was the star in the first meeting with the senior Carl Krauser, John DeGroat, Levon Kendall, and Aaron Gray. And for West Virginia, 5 seniors on senior night. All 5 will start. Ordinarily, Patrick Beeline comes off the bench. This is just his second career start. He moves in for the junior Frank Young. So all 5 seniors will start for John Beeline. The only other start for Patrick, although this is his first home start ever. And John Beeline said important for him to walk out onto the traditional carpet on which the starters are introduced that dates back to the days of Jerry West here in Morgantown. The tip controlled by Pittsnoggle. He won it from Gray, and we're underway.
Sean McDonough, Jay Billis. Pitt goes.
J.D. Collins to Mike Gansey, and he's fouled. Tim Higgins with the call. He's working with Jim Haney, and an emotional night for the seniors and for the coach, John Beeline. Not only a part of the ceremony honoring the 5 seniors, but when one of them is your son, it's even that much more an emotional. John and Patrick Beeline said they both thought they'd be okay as long as mom and wife, Kathleen Beeline, held it together, and it looked like she did as she walked out on the carpet.
Jay took a view of that, said they were very comfortable, relaxed, held it up.
She was very calm. Looked like John had more tears welling up in his eyes than Mom did.
Well, Mom can't make the three. I don't think he won, and how to handle it becomes key, Sean.
John DeGroat. Crossed his signals with Ramon. Gansey stripped. Great hustle by Krauser. And he's out of bounds.
Or how about Krauser not giving up on that play? Gansey needed to protect the ball a little bit more. It looked like he slowed up a little bit too much. That's not like Mike Gansey. Usually he's going full speed all the time.
West Virginia leads 2-0 on the free throws by Gansey. We've played 30 seconds. Here in Morgantown, snowfall, very warm inside. This crowd has been in here since they opened the gates. The entire student section, it seemed, arrived here about an hour and a half ago to get the best seats in the general admission student section.
And you notice, Sean, they're really hugging outside, trying to take away the three. But Air Bear gets some nylon.
Joe Air Bear, the senior, making his school record 123rd start. He started every game of his career. They sang the German national anthem in addition to Air Bear's great career here in Morgantown, a 4-year solid player. Good hands by Gansey. Another bad pass by DeGroat, who's turned it over twice, and Jamie Dixon's going to his bench. Travel the call as Collins was in a hurry. The crowd didn't hear the whistle. With this din in the building tonight, Beeline's three does not count.
And Sean, I think it's key when Gansey gets his hands on the ball. Is a different defensive team, but everybody stayed close. Kendall comes back slowly. You've got to stay right up on the catch with these perimeter shooters.
And if you get beat off the dribble, so what? You'd rather give up a 2 than give up a 3 to this West Virginia team. That's what they thrive upon.
2 possessions, now 3 possessions and 3 turnovers for Pittsburgh. In the first meeting, Jamie Dixon said our team did not play well in the first half. He said we turned it over 13 times in the first half. As a matter of fact, we turned it over during timeouts. That's how careless we were with the ball. And this start is going to be reminiscent to that. Oh,
well, it's interesting watching Gray guard Pittsnoggle. He's big enough to give him a problem on the perimeter.
It's interesting to take advantage of the one guy that might be a little slow reacting. Levon Kendall not closing out, Sean.
Air Bear ready to go on senior night. The 3 makes it 8-0, 2 minutes in. And Levon Kendall found Carl Krauser, and the Panthers are on the board.
This is a very good interior passing team, Pittsburgh. Both Gray and Kendall, outstanding big man passers.
What lingerie on the deck. The blow-by by the little guy. Collins.
J.D. Collins coming off a career-high 13 points here Saturday in their win over Louisville that ended a 3-game losing streak for West Virginia. Boy, Antonio Graves turned it over.
The German national anthem could be a fixture here in Morgantown after this start.
They're getting it to the elbow. Unfortunately, Pitt turning it over, doing a good job in that aspect.
Collins, the drive, and the 3 for Air Bear.
And deliver.
Well, we were speculating about the impact of senior night. It doesn't seem to have hurt the 5 Mountaineers on the court so far.
Ma'am, you don't have it, do you?
I do. I have it. Just
Mind stepping out of the car, ma'am?
cool. Mom's going to jail.
I'm State Farm Agent Bob Cottle, and this is a true story.
I didn't have proof of my insurance.
You know you're supposed to have that with you at all times, right?
Yes.
I didn't want her to have to go to court.
He brushed it right over. I couldn't believe it.
You know, with that kind of service, maybe I should switch my insurance.
Great service and great rates. You can get it all from State Farm. Let us prove it to you. Talk to an agent today.
Like a good neighbor?
State Farm is there.
13-2, West Virginia. Air Bear 3 for 3 from three-point land. And Pittsburgh has already turned it over 4 times. Out of 5 possessions, they scored on the other.
A quick switch to man-to-man. Little wrinkle out of the timeout.
Ronald Ramon from Beeline, and he scored. He was excellent in their win over West Virginia 18 days ago. He had a season-high 16 points and 4 rebounds.
And Gray doing a good, look at this shuffle
what
cut.
a great cut.
Oh.
Air Bear shot blocked out of bounds by Antonio Graves.
What's interesting is Pittsnogle's being played well by Gray, but there's no separation on a cut. They've got plenty of room from the foul line to the rim.
And Air Bear plays with such great pace, slow to fast.
Gansey took a quick three, but Patrick down his three off the mark and rebounded by Aaron Gray, the Big East leader in rebounding. He's averaging 10.5 per game. Krauser fouled by J.D. Collins.
Now, some people may think those were bad shots by West Virginia, but they're not. That's the way that team plays, and when they're knocking those shots down. I mean, this team made 23s out of 38 tries against Marquette. They averaged 10 a game. And this team thrives on the three, feeds off it.
15 times all those threes, Sean, 10 or more threes.
Krauser makes the free. Senior from the Bronx. He'll play his last home game Friday night against Seton Hall.
So he's had a really good year, and as a senior, perhaps hasn't gotten the credit he deserves for being such a stabilizing influence.
And what's nice, he's been adjusted to playing off the ball, but he still can beat you with that bounce.
Don't you think that's true of this entire Pittsburgh team and program in recent years? Among the winningest programs in the country, from Ben Howland handed off to Jamie Dixon, who's kept it going and then some, and yet to me they don't get as much attention or credit as others who don't have anywhere near as good a record. So he already has more points than he had in the previous meeting when he was shut out in 26 minutes and fouled out after an 0 for 12 shooting night.
And what a difference in his game, the ability to go down into the low post and hit that jump hook over the left shoulder.
Krauser, after Beeline went for the steal and didn't quite get it. Pitts noggled the rebound. The weakness of West Virginia, the rebounding, and that is one of the strengths of Pittsburgh, which is nearly +8 rebounds per game over its opponents.
And West, Sean, only 9 a game, and this is what they wanted, inside points. Sean Beeline was saying today, we need more down on the box.
And Gansey almost grabbed an offensive rebound there. He's got to be boxed out. He's the best offensive rebounder West Virginia has coming in from the wing.
Good help defense by Pittsnoggle, and again to shut off Krauser. Levon Kendall, a little long with the jumper. And the rebound down to J.D. Collins, who can help out on the boards from time to time. He steps into a long three. They gave him time.
Well, they really fake with the head and shoulder. Krauser backed up. They're going to give him that. This little guy can bite you with that jumper. 30% from three, not too bad.
Tell you what, Pittsburgh better start finding that baseline. They are lifted way too high to attack this.
Graves called for a charge as he ran over Collins. Collins off that big game Saturday against Louisville, authoritative on offense early tonight. His three, the fourth already for West. Mountaineers have an 18-6 lead.
Through the Fire. Premieres Sunday, March 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Okay, yeah, you're up to me. I'm gonna be wide open.
The world of light beer.
Woo! Yeah! You were open and now you are closed.
Just got a little darker. Introducing new Michelob Ultra Amber. With its deep amber, it's the new look of light beer.
No free passes, baby. Ooh, late hit.
Now you can rev up your lifestyle in a Dodge Charger or Dodge Magnum. Get an available fuel-efficient 3.5-liter V6 or the legendary power of a heavy V8. Plus all-speed traction control and a 5-star government frontal crash test rating. Right now, qualified returning lessees can lease a Dodge Charger for $349 a month. Hurry, offer ends February 28th. Open up a Magnum or unleash a Charger now at your Dodge dealer.
Introducing our Golden Pan Crust. Deep and square. Piled with pepperoni, sausage, ham, and bacon. Try a large Perfect Pan Meats Pizza for just $12.99. Call now or order at papajohns.com and we'll deliver.
If you were going to be with one of my friends, who would it be?
Introducing new high-endurance hair and body wash from Old Spice.
Tell me, I'm not going to be mad. I'm just curious.
The easiest way to get clean from head to toe. Don't you wish everything was this easy?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Hey, Jay, you didn't think that was a three.
Welcome back to Morgantown. During the timeout, they took a look at that last three-point field goal made by J.D. Collins. I thought at the time it was a long two, and they went to the replay and deemed that his toes were on the line. So it's 17-6. And three-point field goals for West Virginia now. Go Air Bear, perhaps inspired by the singing of the German national anthem as a tribute to the senior from Darmstadt, Germany, sung just before the American national anthem.
And what a way to enjoy it, huh? Played for the national team, came back. The last 3 years, 5 weeks late, made up his grades. An extraordinary student. Jay can relate to that. And a pitch knock with a little kiss by the big fella.
Well, he runs a two-man game so effectively with Gansey. Gansey coming off his screens, handing the ball off. Those two work so well together.
Ooh. Pitt's got to just slow it down a tad. Don't be in a hurry. They just rush passes. They can get the ball where they want if they're patient, Sean.
Well, they need very nearly their 6th turnover. The 5 turnovers are already led to 9 West Virginia points. A big reason for the big early lead for the Mountaineers.
Pass fake. You got to make ball fakes against this defense.
That's Levance Fields, the freshman off the bench. He averages 6 points per game, and he's a good 3-point shooter. 45% for the year, best on their team. That's his 22nd 3-ball of the year.
He's an instant offense. Had a good game against Providence. 5 quick points, 4 for 4 from the field.
Had 9 points in all in their win over Providence, the last game for Pittsburgh, which was Saturday on their home floor at the Peterson Event Center.
What a nice looking. They're going to call him for the foul. Almost came away with the jump ball, Jay.
Well, that's one of the ways you can go after Pittsburgh, make him guard. And Aaron Gray can get position inside. They need to go at him. That's one way to slow him down. I've been really impressed with Aaron Gray and the defensive job he's done on Pittsburgh.
When the whistle first blew, the crowd thought Tim Higgins had gestured for offensive foul, but he just threw 2 fingers in the air to say it's a 2-shot foul. At first, they applauded the call, then they realized it was going against Pittsnagel, and they booed. They reserved the right to change their mind in their response.
Jamie talking about Gray's improvement at practice. They knew he was coming along far better than anybody else, and just stepping up big time. Maybe the most improved player in the country.
Sam Young, the offensive rebound after the Gray miss, but he couldn't handle that pass. Of course, as Jamie Dixon noted, a big reason for the improvement, if you will, Gray's anatomy.
Excuse me?
He has lost about 35 pounds since last year. Jamie Dixon said other people are more surprised than I am about Aaron's improvement. We watched him practice against some terrific players. We knew he was capable of this when the Taft and Siobhan Troutman aren't at Pitt anymore. Krauser didn't get the bounce on the 3 in transition.
Oh, not a good outlet, but oops, a little foul.
Crowd thought Darius Nichols was fouled. Tim Higgins said no, it's simply a turnover against West Virginia.
Unless he was on the sideline with his step prior, that may have happened as well. Some physical play in the Big East. Krauser, one of those guys who will unload that deep shot because he knows people are going to get to the rim for him.
Fields, Krauser, Young, and Kendall. Or check that, Gray, the 5th member of the 5-some on the court right now for Jamie Dixon. Graves, who's been good lately, missed the 3. Excellent position by Young, and he leaps to dunk.
Boy, how quick did he get up both ways, up and down.
And he has been playing much better in Big East play, especially on the glass. He is a big-time rebounder that's going to get better and better.
They got the hold here on Graves, I believe, on the cut. Gansey great without the basketball.
Sam Young, a freshman from Clinton, Maryland, is their 3rd leading scorer for the year. 8 points per game. He had 10 in their win against West Virginia.
You remind you of yourself a little bit with the hops?
Yeah, you talking me or Jay?
You, not Jay. I've seen Jay play.
Oh, great move by Air Bear.
Screen down.
Well, what a great read to fade into the corner after the defender went over the top of that screen.
These kids know how to cut and set their man up.
They're well drilled.
For Air Bear. For 12 points, he's 4 out of 5 from beyond the arc, 4 for 6 overall. The lead 10 for West Virginia. Tough pass. Krauser tried to find Young under the basket in traffic, and the Panthers turn it over again. Joe Airbear, the story so far on senior night. He's a perfect 4.0 student, and his shooting tonight almost that good.
Now you can rev up your lifestyle in a Dodge Charger or Dodge Magnum. Get an available fuel-efficient 3.5-liter V6 or the legendary power of a heavy V8. Plus all-speed traction control and a 5-star government frontal crash test rating. Right now, qualified returning lessees can lease a Dodge Charger for $349 a month. Hurry, offer ends February 28th. Open up a Magnum or unleash a Charger now at your Dodge dealer.
Hot dogs and soda at the game, $16. Movie tickets and a popcorn, $22. Mints and a diet soda, $3.25. The new trick at the checkout line, priceless. For a whole new way to pay, MasterCard introduces PayPass. Amazingly faster and safer than cash.
Found everywhere. By integrating communications, building technologies, and advanced medical systems, we're creating digital hospitals that can provide higher quality patient care. Siemens, we're turning dreams into reality.
West Virginia shooting 57% from the floor. They lead Pittsburgh by 10. Time now for tonight's ESPNU Pride of the Program segment. In the spotlight tonight, Samford. It was the Yellowhammer State's answer to David and Goliath. Tiny Samford versus Alabama. The Bulldogs didn't use slingshots, but they did bury 14 three-pointers. And the Tide went tumbling down in Tuscaloosa in a shocker. Out of 27 from three-point range that night for Samford. That was less than 2 weeks after they had beaten St. John's as well. And good execution so far by West Virginia, Jay.
Well, one of the things you love about this team, they make great reads. When Krauser goes over the screen that's coming down, Airbear, when he fades into the corner, he backs into his shot with his feet set, ready to shoot. That's just a great read and a lovely fade to the corner by Joe Airbear. That's nice in any language.
He has 4 threes already. That is a career high in a single game. 11 times previously he had made 3 threes in a game. But he's made 4 tonight. He came into tonight with only 21 threes for the entire season and shooting 23% for the year from 3.
And Sean, what he had been doing more is dribble driving in addition to his game to run a little bump for him again.
Airbear's mother and sister have made the trip here from Germany. They've come once a year, all 4 years. They'll stay through the Big East tournament. Rob Summers into the game, the 7-footer, and he committed the foul going for the rebound. Transfer from Penn State, sat out last year and has seen action in every game this year, but he generally only comes in for about 2 or 3 minutes a game.
He's got a chance to be a good player. He's got a nice little face-up game. He can hit shots. He's got good hands.
Big thing with Pitt, though, guys, they've been able to get the ball to the right spot and not finish plays. Here's a nice little penetration. They have done some very good things, getting the ball to the elbow frequently against the 1-3-1 and then dispersing.
Well, that was good, getting the ball to the middle and then looking to the baseline. That baseline is going to be open. You've got to keep looking.
See, the difference with Pitt's not allowed is that screen and fade aren't as effective by the center.
Frank Young on the floor. He ordinarily starts. Stepped aside so that Patrick Beeline could start on senior night tonight. A junior. 7 to shoot. Airbear took a look at the clock. And a kick ball. What a break for West Virginia. Jamie Dixon didn't like the call. Didn't look like they were going to get a shot off. That pass was en route with 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. Now they reset it to 15 seconds.
Boy, what a bailout.
That's interesting. Now, was that ball thrown into the leg? Think about it. Is it intentional? Getting into the rules again. Nice curl.
Airbear and the kick out to Darius Nichols, a deep 2. Rebounded by Keith Benjamin, a sophomore. You'll see a lot of Pittsburgh players. They have played a 10-man rotation, and lately they've made it 11 with Doyle Hudson seeing more playing time. They have 10 players who average 9.5 minutes per game or more.
And a lot of these guys can beat you with the dribble, just as that was done, I believe, by Graves. I mean, that's outstanding. Reed takes the hit and still.
Big difference in Antonio Graves. He's attacking off the dribble and making more plays.
I just think they switched man-to-man. Pitt's done a nice job on that adjustment. But when you can dribble the ball, a lot of good things can happen. Guy steps out, crossover. You don't go shoulder to shoulder. Those things happen.
And you can split that, and that's exactly what Graves did. Nothing fancy, just a really nice read of the situation after the ball screen.
And he finishes the three-point play. Graves averages 4.5 points per game, but he had a team win Saturday against Providence. Jamie Dixon says he's been playing very well in practice, and that has carried over into the games. Pitt snuggled back in, missed a three. The rebound from Alex Ruoff, the freshman, who's come in off John Beilein's bench.
And that's what's so attractive about Pitt Snoggle. He can drag the D. It really helps other people. Plus his screening.
Young missed a three. He's been ice cold from three-point range. One for his last 16 over the last 5 games, and the foul was on Alex Ruoff. Big Monday rolls on right after we're done here. It's the Bedlam Series, Oklahoma State and Norman to take on the 17th ranked Sooners. And then into out west we go as Boise State takes on Fresno State at midnight Eastern time. Great night of college hoops on ESPN and ESPN2.
Now, you mentioned earlier, Gray hasn't had a lot of touches because of the zone, Jay. He's a guy that can do some damage. Because the 1-3-1, you don't match up as well. But I still think they can get him diagonal lobs with the little guys in the back. This time, Nichols back there.
And you can sense that Pittsburgh more calm in attacking this. They are making a nice little comeback. They've survived the barrage of threes.
Nice job being hands up, created that hell ball.
Pittsburgh trailed by 11. They've narrowed it to 5. Just past the midway point of the first half here in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Look at that.
Levance Fields all the way to the bucket. We saw him, Jay, in the Michael Jordan Classic at Madison Square Garden in April. He was impressive in that game, and he's carried that right into his freshman year.
Yeah, at 18 points. Kind of reminds you of a John Bagley type of player. And what a block. This comes from the weak side to get those blocks. Got away with a walk there.
Krauser got away with it. Has it back from Levon Kendall, and Kendall tips it in.
Boy, very active. Nice play. The push causes the problems. You can't cover. Quick timeout by West Virginia.
9 straight points for Pittsburgh. John Beilein with a timeout. His lead down to 1.
Well, you guys said you saw him. I don't think anybody from West Virginia saw him on this little move. Little head and shoulder fake, the ability to put it on the deck. Pick up that lingerie. Get the custodian, Jay Bird.
Isn't it amazing what you can do with just a little head and shoulder fake? As subtle as that was, it got the defense to move, and he took advantage of it. That's why I think for Pittsburgh, against this 1-3-1, a few more pass fakes would really be effective for them.
It's amazing what you can do with a little head and shoulder shampoo. I know we can relate to that.
Jamie Dixon, the winningest coach in the history of the Big East in conference play. In his Big East games, including the conference tournament, he's 35-14. When you're winning 71% plus in this conference, you're really doing something very well. Another guy who, to me, doesn't get anywhere enough credit.
No, well, you know your notes. After 3 seasons, he's 8th in most wins behind Mark Few, Evercase, Bill Guthridge, Thad Matta, Roy Williams, for example. That's pretty impressive.
And he's still in his third year. He can move up that list past some of those guys as he continues to win. They went from unranked in the preseason this year and picked to finish 7th in the Big East to number 9 in the country in the rankings just out today, and in 3rd in the Big East. Gansey didn't get the bounce, and now a chance for Pittsburgh, which was down 13-2, to take the lead. They've made their last 5 field goals. Krauser turned it over on a sloppy pass.
Nice job by Pittsnoggle with the hands. He's dangerous right here. I thought he moved. Still got it squared.
Pittsburgh had momentum and a chance for the lead. Krauser turned it over. Pittsnoggle buried a 3. He has 7, and with 8 minutes to go in the half, it's WVU by 4.
Most big guys run to the rim. Pittsnoggle runs to the line, and it's more effective than running to the rim.
Crowd thought Gray ran to the rim there. They wanted a walk, Aaron Gray, the 7-foot junior, just the second 7-footer ever to play at Pitt. Mark Blunt, the other, has them back within 2.
There's that nice shot. Look at that slip by Airbear. Oh, that pretty. He goes without it great.
And Gansey off the mark. Rebounded by Gray, averaging a double-double for the season. The only player in the Big East who can make that claim at the moment. Krauser, the crowd wanted to walk again. Kendall's tip didn't go. Krauser got it back. Rebound, Gansey.
Why are you in such a hurry, right? Bring it out.
Patrick Beeline last Monday night on Big Monday at 18.6 threes. His only good shooting game in the last 5.
He may get free now. Oh, they switch back because Kendall was on him.
Well, he was free there for a second. Didn't jack the 3.
Well, that patience helps. They're going to make you guard.
Until he gets it.
They know they can get a good shot. And for this team, threes are good shots. They are not shy about putting up threes. Half their shots on the season have been from three-point range. That is really unusual.
Well, hey, my daddy can outshoot your daddy.
There's Heather Pittsnoggle, Kevin's wife and the mother of their infant son, Quincy, who's also here tonight. During the timeout, let's head back to the studio, a SportsCenter 30 at 30 update, and here's Reese Davis.
All right, Sean, I doubt it will affect his portfolio very much, but Kevin Garnett is $5,000 lighter in the pocket. The Timberwolves star tossed the ball into the stands after picking up his 4th foul Sunday night. It hit a fan in the face. He later apologized to him. Fan was booed when he was pulled out of it, fined $5 grand by the NBA. And the new ESPN USA Today coaches poll is out for the 2nd straight week. Duke is number 1. UConn back to number 2 after beating Villanova. SportsCenter after Bedlam. ESPN News always, Sean.
Reese, thank you. I thought Jay was the biggest hypochondriac I knew until I saw that video yesterday of the gentleman being taken off in the gurney.
Well, Jay had that problem on his jump shot that Garnett had, usually hitting the fan on occasion.
I was fined every time I took.
Well, we belittle you, but you were a heck of a player with a great team. It started the Duke dynasty under Michael Kay.
Why do we have to start being nice to each other on the last big Monday of the year? Keith Benjamin. Levon Kendall, the Canadian, back to Benjamin, who dropped it in.
Kendall sort of sneaks up on you, though, doesn't he? Just little things, that pass, that little jump stop in the lane.
I still think you'd be hard-pressed to find 2 better passing big guys than Levon Kendall. And
a tough match, I think. Pittsnoggle wanted it. Why not give it to him down there? I think he could do some damage with those jump hooks.
Pittsnoggle gives it to Gansey. His pass blocked by Benjamin. Gansey did well to get it back. 5 to shoot for Patrick Beeline. And the 3 spun out. Gansey, great effort to save it, but it went to Antonio Graves, and the Panthers have numbers.
No, he missed Kendall. He had him. Centered the ball and took an extra. You don't get paid by the dribbles.
Crowd says it was last touched by West Virginia. Well, the refs say that. Crowd hates the call. Timeout.
Rev up your lifestyle in a Dodge Charger or Dodge Magnum. Get an available fuel-efficient 3.5-liter V6 or the legendary power of a heavy V8. Plus all-speed traction control and a 5-star government frontal crash test rating. Right now, quality's a Dodge Charger for $349 a month. Hurry, offer ends February 28th. Open up a Magnum or unleash a Charger now at your Dodge dealer.
Introducing mobile ESPN. Sports fans, your phone has arrived.
It was a reign of terror. American waters were under attack from one ruthless pirate, Blackbeard. Explore the bold mission, cunning strategy, and final battle. The legend is real. Blackbeard, Terror at Sea, premieres March 12th at 8 on the Null. Dare to explore. Available on Channel 70.
I didn't know you were into home design.
Oh, yeah.
Rule number 1, every space should feel inviting.
Every space should feel inviting.
Use lighting to create a mood.
And use lighting to create the mood.
How'd you get so good?
You know, it's a gift.
A new video phone can come in handy. And right now, get a second one free or get a free camera. Get free video and picture messaging on the Alltel network.
Welcome back to Big Monday, presented by Bud Light with Bill Raftery and Jay Billis. I'm Sean McDonough, West Virginia with a 3-point lead. 5.5 to go till halftime. Big Monday tonight, Super Tuesday tomorrow night. Presented by Lexus. First, it's the SEC matchup. Number 21, LSU visits South Carolina. Later, Big Ten action. Number 10, Illinois taking on Minnesota. Super night of college hoops tomorrow night on ESPN.
And Illinois, a game against Minnesota. They are very dangerous in that building.
This one here, Jay, I just thought the extra bounce, and the referees get the right call. But it's interesting. You've got 4 or 5 perimeter people for Pitt who can dribble the ball. That's excellent on penetration. But a lot of them have the license, they think, to take the extra dribble. The big guy runs the floor and is not rewarded for it.
You know, Lute Olson said something to me one time. He said, guards have to understand in transition, they're like a stop sign. Stop there and let the play develop. If he had stopped at the free throw line there, I think he would have found Kendall for the layup.
Lute said to you when you're a high school kid, go to Duke.
The crowd hated that call before the timeout, but as we saw, Patrick Beilein did deflect that pass out of bounds. Jim Haney got it right. Pitt with a chance to tie it with a 3. They'll take 2 from Kendall.
Boy, Rudy Gay knows how good he is, Jay.
After he got handed 40 in international competition, playing for the Canadian Junior States, got a bronze medal, the first ever for Canada in international competition.
They're doing a nice job on Pittsnoggle. They're really not working to get it because they concentrate so much. Look at nice help on the baseline.
Collins calls out a play. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. Pittsnoggle.
Can't help off of him.
Can't leave him. You're giving up 3 for 2.
Don't even consider it. Hug him. Take him home with you. Just don't dance with him.
Pittsnoggle. He had the scoreless in the first meeting 18 days ago, but he had 2 outstanding games against Pittsburgh last year when West Virginia won both meetings between these 2 teams. 22 and 27 points in the 2 matchups last year for Pittsnoggle. 5 points now for Ramon, the second 3-ball of the night for Pittsburgh.
Boy, Ramon, a big key for this team, and when Pittsnoggle's feeling it, he's got the green light from anywhere he wants.
Now a chance for the lead for Pitt. 2 strong off the glass.
And good help, and they still got the rebound. Generally, an offensive rebound is available.
Pittsburgh still has not led in the game. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. After the red-hot start, West Virginia now shooting 42% from the floor.
Pittsburgh starting to switch some of these screens and actions. You got to watch out for slips.
Pittsnoggle. Kendall got a piece of the ball. Beilein for 3.
Makes them so tough, Jay. You've got to stay at home on so many people on the perimeter.
And the broken play might have actually helped Beilein get further open than he already was.
First 3 of the night for Patrick Beilein, 230th of his career. He's second on West Virginia's career 3-pointers made list behind Pittsnoggle. Here's Beilein leading the break. Air Bear. Pittsnoggle wide open for 3. Long. Tipped up.
Oh, they really make you work with the ball fake, too. Break you down.
And Air Bear and Gansey are so smart in keeping that ball alive. Boy, you can't cross over right in front of a defender like that. You show the ball, they're going to take it.
Nice job. Good hustle by Kendall. Pretty good defensive set.
Young stole it and then threw it away as he tried to find Kendall. It'll be West Virginia's ball when we come back. West Virginia's made 8 threes, including that one from Patrick Beilein. The lead 4 for the Mountaineers.
Far bigger than a game. Much more than a mere rivalry. Steeped in history. Stirred by maniacal fans. Coached by legends. What college basketball is all about. North Carolina, Duke. An ESPNU Full Circle event. Tip-off is on ESPN Saturday at 9 with Cameron Crazy Cam coverage on ESPNU.
Everyone talks about how long their truck will last.
When we build a truck, we think way down the road. Toyota Tundra has been factory tested to survive years of abuse. That's why day in, day out, through the worst of the elements and all the rigors of time, nothing stops a Tundra. Toyota, moving forward. Special financing and lease options available now.
Love me or hate me, or the other. Always has been. Hate my game, my swagger, hate my fadeaway, my hunger. Hate that I'm a veteran, a champion. Hate that. Hate it with all your heart. And hate that I'm loved for the exact same reasons.
The world may not come with an easy button, but your business does. It's called Staples.
Reese Davis, Digger Phelps, and Len Elmore coming up on the UPS Halftime Report. We'll go ahead and start looking this weekend. A little rivalry going on right now with the backyard brawl.
Well, West Virginia jumps out 18-6, but credit Jamie Dixon because he gets them back in, and they just got to do a better job at guarding those threes.
Well, Pitt did a nice job of withstanding the emotion of West Virginia's senior night. They attacked the gaps, they forced turnovers, and they rebounded the ball. That's how they got there.
And we'll also talk about some teams on the proverbial bubble, Sean, and tell you in or out.
Well, we always enjoy that. We have our resident bubble boy to take us inside the play.
Well, usually you're taught, Sean, to stop and help penetration, but in this instance, you don't want to do that. Air Bear with the left-handed penetration as he drives in. Kendall going to try to stop that penetration. That's going to leave Pittsnoggle wide open for a three, and he's got an awfully quick trigger. He catches the closeout, not enough time, and that is in. In or out, it's in. See, we know. We can tell you right now whether a team's in or out. In. Out.
Are you going on the fence with West Virginia this early?
No, I think West Virginia is in. I'm glad to see, though, that Digger Phelps' pen finally matches his tie. He had a streak of a couple of weeks on game day where he was really struggling with the old pen matching the tie.
Well,
kind of a sad
concept
story
to execute.
I think the pens are more expensive than the ties.
It's nice of you to give him your old ties. Beeline for three.
What distance, though, Sean?
Air Bear and Pittsnoggle have combined for 25 of the 34 West Virginia points. They've combined for 7 of the 8 threes. Air Bear has 4 of them. Pittsburgh, as you would expect in this matchup, with the decided edge in rebounding, and the Panthers are shooting 57% for the half. They've just been turnover prone. Turned it over 10 times. Gray had it blocked out of bounds by Pittsnoggle.
Got to go to Gray. I mean, you got Pittsnoggle on him. You know he's going to beat you at the other end. They fella get it. Good little call by Jamie Dixon.
Boy, Pittsnoggle did a good job of forcing Gray far out on the floor, but then he gave up baseline.
Gray getting bumped. The crowd thought he walked again. Collins intercepted the pass. The 11th turnover for the Panthers, reminiscent of the first meeting when Jamie Dixon said our team was turning it over in timeouts, and then did a much better job in the second half when Pittsburgh beat West Virginia by 4. Beeline short with a 3. You could see him team that one. Short armored a little bit. He got the timeout with 1:26 to go in the first half. And West Virginia leading by 4. It's a great rivalry here. Another spirited matchup coming up next. Out to Oklahoma we go. Another chapter in the Bedlam series. The Oklahoma State Cowboys and the 17th ranked Sooners in Norman. Then at midnight over on ESPN2, Boise State and Fresno State. All part of Big Monday, presented by Bud Light.
Boy, and how close to the edge has Oklahoma been lately? They've won 3 of them. A lot of close games coming down the stretch has made a huge difference for Kelvin Sampson's team. He can really shoot it, and he is knocking shots down with confidence now. It's going to be a great game.
There should be an Everett, too, another guy that's played well, Taj Gray. And right now, I think as well as you can play this guy, Levon Kendall has performed admirably. They've switched him different guys. Now he's got Air Bear, so it's a compliment. Pretty good defensive maneuver by him. Tough place to get it in here, guys. In this, ripe for a steal on a diagonal.
It's an area where you can throw long.
And they do throw it out near midcourt to Air-Bear. They have a full shot clock with which to work.
Now they're going more to a 2-3 set with Pittsnogle in the middle.
And there's that back cut. They take it away. Nice play by Ramon.
Anytime they dribble at you, you know somebody's going back door, but it's so hard to stop when you're guarding out on the perimeter.
And then 2, and they reverse the ball.
10 to shoot, a minute to go in the half. Gansey is just 2 points so far, but Pittsnogle and Air-Bear have been carrying the load. Pittsnogle's going to have to shoot. Beeline must shoot, and made it from NBA range as the buzzer sounded and the shot clock.
They're like Northwestern in their ability to use all the clock and be comfortable.
But how about, I'm sorry, how about the switch by Aaron Gray? He had no idea what to do that far out on a guard.
When you consider it, right? You're pretty uncomfortable at that size.
Vance Fields missed a 3. Kendall got the rebound. He hit the deck with Air-Bear. They can hold for the last shot now, and that's what some of his teammates are telling Antonio Graves. Pull it back out.
Another one of those great plays by Levon Kendall. Really comes up with some things.
They were down 13 to 2, 18 to 6. They had chances for the lead. They never did take the lead. Now they're trying to get the last, and it wouldn't go for Levance Fields.
Nice job standing up, Kendall.
2 of the 5 seniors honored here tonight. Outstanding in the first half. Pittsnogle and Air-Bear with 25 points combined. And at halftime, West Virginia has a 7-point lead. Let's head back to the studio now. Here's Reese Davis with the UPS halftime report.
Sean, 6-yard brawl for West Virginia, 37-30. The Mountaineers get every nickel's worth out of that shot clock, Laney. You cannot afford it at any time to relax against them.
Well, absolutely. The key to playing West Virginia is you have to stay at home. Even on penetration, you've got to be able to stay with your man and make sure that the guy who's playing one-on-one is able to at least stop the penetration. If you help for one moment, those guys find the open shooters.
But stopping a good guy, I got to talk about Bishop Canevin Catholic High School in Pittsburgh. I spoke at their team last week, and I said to this one kid on the team, his name is Mike Midgley, you hold their best player. They're playing the number 4 team in the state, AA. You hold that kid down. You win this game, I'll give you a pop Monday night. The kid was averaging 22. This kid prior held him to 5, and then Kevin Nee came off the bench, held him to 3. They held this kid to 8 points. Bishop Canevin, you got it done for me.
Maybe Dixon needs to recruit him, put him on Pittsnogle.
I was going to say, oh, that Mike Midgley.
Yeah, that's the one. All right, we'll talk a little more hoops in just a little bit. But first, Effa Manley is the first woman ever elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. The former Newark Eagles co-owner in the Negro Leagues, among 17 people elected to the Special Committee. Buck O'Neill and Minnie Minoso did not make the cut. Still to come on the UPS halftime report. It is that time, in or out, checking resumes with a fine-tooth comb. What about Syracuse? And we'll also hear about Coach K on the questionable calls.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Welcome back to the Coliseum in Morgantown, West Virginia. We're at halftime. Second half about to begin. Sean McDonough with Jay Billis and Bill Raftery. A 7-point lead for West Virginia. They never trailed in the first half here on senior night. Led by as many as 13. Pittsburgh got it to 1 on a couple of occasions. Could not take the lead. And Jay, Pittsburgh trailed despite the fact they shot 50% for the half.
They shot 50%. They turned the ball over 11 times, and that gave West Virginia 8 more shots. I'll tell you, West Virginia took a ton of threes in that first. 22 of their 32 shots were threes. They hit 9 of them. That's the difference.
I think they also, as Gansey, if he gets on track, he's only got 2 points. That's very important. Of course, Pittsnogle out of the gate, knocking threes down with regularity. 3 for 7, 5 for 11 total at 13 points.
The KFC 3-point bucket, as Jay mentioned, 9 threes for West Virginia. They had 13 field goals in the half, 9 of them threes. They come out firing after the emotion. The seniors, Air-Bear and Pittsnogle outstanding. Pittsnogle leads all scorers with 13 points, and Air-Bear has 12. 8 different Pittsburgh Panthers scored. Nobody with more than 5 points. Ramon and Fields leading the Panthers with 5 each.
Nice ball fake.
By Pittsnogle into the corner went for a 3 that missed from J.D. Collins. Carl Krauser, Levon Kendall, Aaron Gray, and Antonio Graves to open the half for Pittsburgh.
Gray again has to get more touches. Very important. Make Pittsnogle play this end of the floor.
Here's Kendall working on Airbear. Gray got a touch but kicked it out to Krauser, who was 1 for 7 in the first half. And this is his first try of the second half.
And again, the big guys for Pittsburgh passing the ball very well. They're just not knocking those open shots down.
You notice Gansey's not as be involved a little bit more. Good play.
Gansey had only 2 points in the first half. Airbear missed a 3.
Gansey never takes a play off, though. Goes after every rebound, loose ball.
Airbear called for the foul over the back of Kendall in the low post. Pittsburgh went the final 4:20 of the first half without scoring. When they've gone 1:13 into this half, so over 5.5 minutes without a point for Pittsburgh. Krauser, tough fadeaway. His shooting woes continue. Gansey the rebound. He was recruited to St. Bonaventure, where he played 2 years out of high school, by Joe Lombardi, who's now an assistant coach at Pittsburgh, and they've maintained a nice friendship over the years. Joe Lombardi said, I used to go to his high school and watch him at 6 in the morning because he used to work out before he'd go to class in high school in Olmsted Falls, Ohio. Pittsnogle again, the lead back to 10.
You know, Gansey, he thought he'd be good, but never this good. But a tribute to his work habits. They go right into the 1-3-1 zone. Beeline with a gamble, not a bad one, gets tagged for it.
Just a bit too much contact as he went to strip Carl Krauser. It's the first foul on Patrick Beeline. Mike Gansey, of course, played 2 years at St. Bonaventure. That program was racked by scandal. And he came here to West Virginia, said largely by John Beeline. He said nobody had an unkind word to say about Coach Beeline. It turned out to be a great fit for both of them. Pittsnogle fouled. And he'll go to the line. West Virginia shot only 2 free throws in the first half, and that was in the first possession of the game by Gansey. Of course, last Monday night they didn't shoot any free throws at the Carrier Dome. First time since 1943. Virginia went through a game without making at least 1 free throw, and the first time since 1923 they didn't attempt a free throw. That was in a loss to Grove City. Bill Raftery was there on the call that night.
I was being recruited that night. But Pittsnogle with a terrific play on the other end off the Collins feed. Little 2-3 look. Oh, straight up man. Pardon me.
Levance Fields came off the bench, gave him 5 points in the first half on 2 out of 4 shooting. Kendall with 7 to shoot. Strong move away from Beeline. Blocked by Pittsnogle. Out of bounds. Last touch by Krauser. Pittsburgh ice cold now. Dating back to 4:20 left in the first half. They still have not scored.
Sean, they handled the double screen. Then they pushed and stacked up Kendall. He couldn't get close to the box. Just an extraordinary. They're not known for man-to-man, Jay, but a great trick.
They're staying in front of the ball handler. They're doing a good job of seeing the ball in their help side defense. That was excellent help side defense by Kevin Pittsnogle to be there when Kendall turned.
Gansey fouled on the cut. Well, we spoke with Jamie Dixon before the game. He said the 1-3-1 gets a lot of attention because that's what they're known for. He said, but really they play as much man-to-man as anything else, West Virginia.
Here's that little double screen. Now, watch the stack up of Kendall, Jay. And this really makes it, it's a shorter pass, a tough angle with the read, and nobody really presented himself for a slip pass.
Pittsburgh the steal. Levance Fields took it away. Ramon underneath for Gray, double teamed off to Kendall, and finally they're on the board. First point since 4:20 remain in the first half.
And again, the great interior passing of this Pittsburgh team.
What a nice catch too, Jay.
Gray just took advantage of Pittsnogle's help defense. And that's just a great read by a big guy. Most big guys aren't that adept at passing.
Minutes and 40 seconds without a point. That was deflected into the backcourt.
They like to clear and let air bear. Great defense by Kendall again. And let him take his guy one-on-one. Negate it.
Air Bear had the 12 quick points and has not scored since. Gray denied inside. Pittsnoggle there with Gansey. 4 minutes played, second half. Missed the layup. He's 0 for 4 from the floor. Still has just 2 points. Ramon.
Big time, huh? Spur yourself, get in the lane. Nice crossover. He's got some offense.
And he plays with nice pace as well. Never forces anything. Well, Ramon lets the game come to him. I love the way he plays.
He has 7. Averages 8 per game.
And he's got the Gansey assignment. You're going to be tired at the end of the night playing him.
Air Bear trying to heat it back up. Didn't get the bounce. Just trying to make a run. Down by 7 with the ball.
Keep Fields out of the lane.
They couldn't do it. Air Bear defending, knocked down Fields, didn't get called for a foul, and Pittsburgh within 5.
How do you stop that? It's like trying to guard a bowling ball. How do you stay low enough?
It is true. You know, Lenny Elmer was talking about containing on the dribble. You got to make the guy turn at least once, though. That way you can get some help. Good ball fake. Oh, they got to walk?
Yep. Beeline called for the travel. That gets Beeline up off the bench and howling at Tim Higgins.
Timmy doesn't know it's senior night, Sean.
NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
So much can happen in the space of a few seconds. The accurate collision mitigation braking system detects a potential hazard ahead. The driver is warned so he can react. If necessary, the system would have applied the brakes to lessen a potential impact. The Acura RL. It gives your reflexes a head start.
Cholesterol comes from 2 sources. It's not only from that foot-long Frank, but from your Grandpa Frank. And not just from that Virginia ham, but from your Aunt Ginny, too. Your cholesterol doesn't just come from food. It also has a lot to do with family history. Ask your doctor about Vytorin. A healthy diet is important, but when it's not in health, Vytorin treats the 2 sources of cholesterol, food, and what your body makes naturally based on family history. Vytorin was proven in clinical studies to lower bad cholesterol more than Lipitor alone. Vytorin is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Unexplained muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Vytorin may interact with other medicines or certain foods, increasing your risk of getting this serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Follow a healthy diet and ask your doctor. For the 2 sources of cholesterol, remember the name Vytorin. That's Vytorin.
I was helping a truck driver do his taxes, and he said, "Don't forget, I can deduct my union dues." And I said, "Not only your dues, you can deduct your logbooks, your seat cushions, the motel bills, truck washing costs, truck loading and unloading fees, and possibly your cell phone." And he looked at me and he said, "You do this for all your clients?" And I said, "No, just for anyone who..."
The maximum refund guaranteed, or your return is free. H&R Block, in your corner.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Jordan. Let your game speak.
14:54 to go on Big Monday, presented by Bud Light here in Morgantown, West Virginia. The Mountaineers leading this backyard brawl with their neighbors to the north, Pittsburgh. More college from 2 major conferences. First, number 21 LSU and South Carolina in SEC action. Then it's D. Brown and number 10 Illinois visiting the Twin Cities to take on Minnesota, a team that had played its way into NCAA consideration.
Well, Minnesota is really tough, especially at home. That whole league
is tough.
Oh, and it's protected its home court. The 2 leagues that have protected their home courts better than any others are the Missouri Valley and the Big Ten.
Said senior day the other day, D. Brown, James Augustine. And, of course, one of my favorite players, South Carolina's Ronaldo Balkman, just plays his heart out. Just jumps at you with his energy. He's going to have to play hard with Davis and Thomas on LSU.
Pittsburgh still in the game despite the prolonged drought, down by 5 with the ball. Ronald Ramon couldn't penetrate through the defense. They have 3 guards on the floor now, and Graves as well. Krauser a miss. The only true big on the court. Gray got the rebound, a held ball, and it'll stay with Pittsburgh with a new shot clock.
You notice how Beeline throws you off after timeouts. I mean, they hadn't been in the 1-3-1 for a while. You come out, they made them use a lot of clock, and then the long jumper.
And their hands are so active in that 1-3-1. It's a different defense than it was last year because they don't have the shot blocking of guys like Tyrone Sally and Dior Fisher, but it's still a formidable defense. Gives you a different look and a totally different feel.
And now they go man-to-man on Rickle.
Sam Young, the pull-up. He's given them a nice performance off the bench tonight. He hasn't missed a shot. 3 for 3 from the floor for 6 points.
He's got a live body, so active.
That dunk earlier in the game. Pittsburgh's got him locked, but they don't give it to him. Gray, that is. Now here it's tough. I think he can't get out quick enough.
The 3. Yeah, the rebound. Karam's out of bounds. So 3 to tie again for Pittsburgh for the first time since it was 0-0. They've been down all night. But in typical Pittsburgh Panther fashion in recent years, they refuse to go away.
No, they hang. Mentally tough and physically imposing frequently.
Krauser, they need him to get it going. Didn't get the bounce. Gray, a one-handed tip. Rebounded by Pittsnoggle. Frank Young, ordinarily a starter off the bench tonight. The West Virginia bench has not scored. Beeline, ordinarily their 6th man. He was a starter tonight. He has scored.
And the Pitt bench, 21 out of 25 games, they've outscored the opponent. That'll help.
Now the bench is scored with a tip in by Young, the junior from Tallahassee, Florida. Yeah, because of the depth of Pittsburgh, they get a lot of bench points.
That's great hustle.
And a held ball. This time it'll go over to Pittsburgh. Excuse me. It'll go to West Virginia.
And the lock low here. Pretty good footwork, Jay. That's the one area he's improved. Doesn't knock it down, but Young able to tip it in because it's softly delivered.
And Sam Young doesn't turn to box out. And West Virginia keeps the floor so spread at times. You have really got to go seek out your man and box him out. You can't just let him get a running start like Young got right there.
Gray to the bench. The bench for Pitt averages 27 points per game and 13 rebounds. They play a combined 84 minutes. 10 deep and lately 11 deep, although we have not seen Doyle Hudson tonight. An air ball for Gansey, who still has not hit a shot from the floor.
Now they had him out rested, Finn. They ran a play for him. Just doesn't seem to have the legs on the jumper.
Fields to Ramon. Now Young, fouled by Frank Young. As far as we know.
It is a young man's game, I might add.
Which is not true, obviously, of broadcasting.
Thank God.
Darius Nichols back in. The foul on Young, his first.
Have you ever been sued for age bias? Get ready. I may have Jay handle the case.
Yeah, the only problem he has is when he's helping you with your walker.
Oh, cruel.
To stand on that one after
the
all.
Truth hurts.
I didn't think they'd bring it up.
LaVance Fields. And now Ronald Ramon, sophomore from the Bronx. Kendall missed the 3. Kind of a half-hearted fling toward the basket, almost as if when he was in mid-shot, he realized it wasn't such a good idea. He's made only 3 threes all year, shoots 13% from beyond the arc.
And that's what I love about Gans. He uses the curl real well. Comes up with the rebound, almost 6 a game at the other end. He'll stay active and hang in. Great ticker.
Boy, they make you guard West Virginia, don't they?
They sure do.
First field goal for Gansey. It's been one of those nights so far for Pittsburgh. Every time they have a chance to really tighten it up, they cannot capitalize, and West Virginia opens up working margin again. There's Fields to get them within 4.
Boy, he is tough.
And Mike Gansey plays so hard. I think he wears himself out.
It is very warm in this arena. This is the warmest building I can recall being in this year.
I've been in some hot spots in my life, but
yes. Usually not this early in the evening. 11 minutes to go. 4-point lead for West Virginia.
Nice cut again. Of course, better defense took Beeline out of the passing lane.
Ramon took a little bump board. Ronald Ramon.
As Dan Picardo, they say, was a heck of a player, taught him everything. This kid at All Hallows has great skills.
Well, he taught him some mental toughness. An effective answer for Pittsburgh to get back in it when it looked like it could have slipped away a bit.
Look at this. You can't follow as Kendall follows the ball.
Great tip in by Gansey after the three from Pittsnogle rattled out.
Kid's got only one steam ahead.
And fortunately, the softness of the jump shot enabled them to knock it down.
Fields looked like he was daydreaming, so Beeline tried to catch him napping and steal it, and almost did. More than midway through the second half now. West Virginia has not trailed in the game. They led by as much as 13 early in the first half. 5 to shoot. Kendall, the handoff to Young for the dunk.
How creative that was, huh? Terrific by Kendall.
Just really good passing big guys. You can put the ball in their hands with confidence that they're going to make a good decision. That is unusual.
Timeout. The lead down to 2. Sam Young, 8 points tonight for the freshman. Off the Pittsburgh bench. And Gansey starting to contribute as well. 2-point game. 9.5 to go.
Call office.
Office.
Call Erica. Call Wayne.
Fort Wayne.
Fort Worth. 75 degrees.
72 degrees.
83.
88.6 FM.
Volume up.
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 Volume down.
Chinese.
Seafood.
Mexican.
Italian. Display map.
Zoom in.
Zoom out. Out.
Of all its abilities,
Call home.
listening may be its most impressive. The voice-activated Accurate TL.
The world may not come with an easy button, but your business does. It's called Staples.
Black. In stores February 28th. Rated M for mature.
I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
No matter where your job takes you, there's a Choice Hotel nearby. Including Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Quality, Sleep Inn, Clarion, and Mainstay Suites. Right now, just stay 2 times and earn a free night with Choice privileges. For reservations, visit choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
Reese Davis with you in the studio. UConn and Rutgers in Big East women's action. The Huskies once up 26-8. Dexter to the bucket, and the Scarlet Knights have it within 5 at the break. As soon as we finish with the backyard brawl, we got a little bedlam for you. Taj Gray and the Sooners. Big time rebounder inside, taking on the Cowboys. That's coming up next.
Always plenty of emotion when they get together. The same is true of these two longtime rivals meeting for the 170th time. West Virginia with a 2-point lead.
But Pittsburgh behind Levon Kendall making some big plays. Pass from Aaron Gray, the finish by Kendall, and defensively he has been solid. The weak side shot block. And to prove he is versatile on the ball, shot block. 2 blocks for him to go along with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists.
And he's had to play a lot of people out there, whether it's Pittsnogle or the forwards. Solid performance on the floor, very active, great contributor.
Well, you mentioned his versatility. We've talked about it off the court over the years as well. He's a drummer, piano player, loves hike diving. He's taken Bill a couple times. The cliff diving expeditions, whitewater rafting, snowboarding.
I'd like to take you to the edge one day. It's interesting to hear Jay say some nice things about a Canadian basketball player.
Yeah. He's turning over a new leaf, a maple leaf in this instance.
Well, the Canadian head coach is a good friend and former teammate, Leo Routens.
Foul on Graves, and he might have got hit in the eye.
A lot of banging's been going on. Beeline was attended.
That's 4 fouls on Antonio Graves. Fouls really haven't been much of a story. In fact, there isn't anybody else in the game on either team with more than 2. 4 fouls and a poke in the eye. He's on the bench. Nichols to Young with Pittsnogle, Gansey, and Airbear for West Virginia.
Oh, what a pass.
Off the feed from Gansey.
Just a nice slip. They really understand when to make the move, to make the delivery.
And they are so in tune with each other.
A lot of heat on that pass, too, Sean. Softer would have been knocked away.
19 points for Pittsnogle, right on his average. Young.
Pretty.
Wow, has he shown a variety of skills in relatively limited action here tonight.
A little jump, kiss, hook. Pretty good delivery.
He was impressed on his recruiting trip when he did backflips across the gymnasium, showing some gymnastics.
Gray a little late get now.
I think Gray's also a little tired. That might be part of the problem.
It's a long way to go for a big guy consistently.
5 for 11 out of 3-point range for Pittsnogle. 22 points for the game. Of course, fatigue could be an issue. Both teams played on Saturday.
Nice slide by Gray. Should have taken it himself.
Gray called for a travel. It's a happy night in the Pittsnogle household. Wife Heather's son Quincy enjoying Daddy's performance. 22 for Kevin Pittsnogle. And a 5-point lead for the Mountaineers on senior night. Now let's go back to the studio. A Sports Center 30 at 30. Here's Reese.
Sean, much better than that Pitt's bagel he got the last time these two teams played. Kevin Garnett's going to be a little bit lighter in the wallet. $5,000, the amount of his fine for tossing a ball in the stands in disgust and accidentally hitting a fan in the guy who was wheeled out and booed by the fans when he did so. The new ESPN USA Today coaches poll is out. Duke for the second straight week is number 1. UConn has moved up to number 2. Sports Center after Bedlam. ESPN News always. Game after this.
Successful investing. At T. Rowe Price, it's about more than just hitting home runs. It's about a consistent, steady approach, year after year. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, 70% of our mutual funds, low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
NBA Sunday on ABC. On the national stage. Who will shine a spotlight? Doubleheader action. Sunday, 12:30 Eastern on ABC. Home of the NBA Final.
The ACC Women's Basketball Tournament returns to Greensboro Thursday, March 2nd. Tickets on sale now at the Greensboro Coliseum box office. Call 888-397-3100 or log on to tickets.com.
Crime happens, sometimes leaving victims to fend for themselves. And too often, the criminals go free. You can help. Train online for a career as a victim's advocate, law enforcement officer, crime scene investigator, and more. Crime will never stop happening, but you can help slow it down.
Call toll-free 800-810-3559. That's 800-810-3559. Call now.
Sean McDonough, Jay Billis, Bill Raftery back in Morgantown, West Virginia. The final Big Monday presented by Bud Light of this season. And West Virginia leads by 5.
Boy, this West Virginia team makes great reads. They work together so well. We're going to show Kevin Pittsnoggle here setting a middle ball screen on Mike Gansey. Coming up to set the screen. Gansey's watch Gray right there. Just Telestrator's going crazy on us right now. But watch Gray at the top. You can see he jumps out, and then Pittsnoggle just slices to the basket, slips that screen, and Gansey finds him very nicely with a pass. And as you said, Bill, it was a hard pass, but the kind of pass with the soft hands of Pittsnoggle he can catch and finish.
And you know, Jay, your point on Gray illustrated itself there. He was a little slow going up with the screener. He couldn't cover, didn't get help in the back.
What a difference from the last meeting from Pittsnoggle. Darius Nichols found the lane, went right to the bucket. His first basket of the night. And the lead back up to 7 for West Virginia, 7.5 to go.
And once again, Aaron Gray having trouble outside covering or showing. Good pump.
Krauser finally just his second field goal from the floor, but without their best player performing on all cylinders, leading scorer at least, they're still within 5.
He doesn't go away.
And it's funny when you say finally. I was thinking finally a fake, a ball fake that got the defense to move. You got to fake more often against West Virginia. Get them to bite on those fakes.
Pittsnoggle a couple of fakes. Air Bear got inside position. Beeline and Ramon went after it. Out of bounds. Last touch by Ramon.
Pretty good hustle by both players. One of those bangs. That time, Gray was solid defensively down the low box with Pittsnoggle.
I'll tell you, think of Patrick Beeline as a shooter, and he is, but he's also pretty solidly built. He is a strong kid.
When he came here, questions about whether or not he could play at this level. So he doesn't feel the need to prove that anymore, when they're long since past that. And the whole thing about being the coach's son has gone away over time as well.
It's amazing it doesn't come up when your son can play.
That's right. They needed him numbers in the program when John Beeline took over, because some of the controversy that took place at the end of an otherwise fine run here for Gail Catlett.
Well, you think Aaron Gray was strong there?
Yes, just 5 points. After he had 16 and 8 in the meeting up in Pittsburgh between these two teams 18 days ago.
Boy, if he could ever put it on the floor, Jay Pittsnoggle, everybody has to hug him. Another great play by the two guys. That's terrific. Gansey just draws a little with the fade dribble, the back dribble. And the big fella, he doesn't look like he's got great foot speed, Jay, but he understands when to turn and make that sprint to the rim. You can see the lack of coverage in the rear. An easy call for the officials as well.
Well, if you hedge out on that screen, he's going to slip to the basket. You almost have to be pick under in order to stop that roll.
That's not a bad rotation.
Gray, the dunk. And they're starting to get him involved again. Averaging a double-double for the season. He has 7 points tonight and 7 rebounds. They're back within 3 under 5.5 to go. Pittsnoggle, after the goaltending call against Young, has 24 points. Collins for 3.
How unselfish is Gansey? A lot of guys went up, would go up. Good use of the bump. And finds his partner deep.
Boy, they're just eating Pittsburgh alive on that diagonal screen. Pittsnoggle for Gansey. So many options.
Under 5 minutes to go. Krauser dribbled into trouble. Beeline and Collins attacked him. Krauser did well to find field. That was deflected by Gansey. Shot clock did not reset. It's at 5 as Pittsburgh calls timeout right before a help. Panthers will have 5 to shoot, down by 6 with 4:43 to go when we come back.
Yo, B-Dub, got Mike in the house. What's up? And his tricked out whip. What does this do?
It sucks in air.
It's definitely sucking.
Yo, Mike, you want us to unpimp this thing? Let me hear you say, what?
What?
V-dub, holding it down on the engineering tip, y'all. Yeah.
The GTI Mark V, pre-tuned by German engineers.
Introducing Papa's new Perfect Pan Meats Pizza.
Yeah, we got it.
Our golden pan crust, deep and square, piled with pepperoni, sausage, ham, and bacon, with a zesty new Robusto sauce. Try a large Perfect Pan Meats Pizza for just $12.99. $12.99. PapaJohns.com, and we'll deliver.
Better ingredients, better pizza, and now a better pan. Papa John's.
Yeah, we got it.
Love me or hate me. It's one or the other. Always has been. Hate my game, my swagger, hate my fadeaway, my hunger. Hate that I'm a veteran, a champion. Hate that. And hate that I'm loved for the exact same reasons.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Refreshingly Smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Sole possession of third place at stake tonight in the Big East Conference. West Virginia and Pittsburgh with identical 10 Mountaineers lead tonight.
And Sean and Jay, the difficulty with this offense is how they spread you defensively. Here's the little curl, and over in the right corner, just counting his change is Collins. And if you help and bite, they make you pay. Drive, draw, and deliver.
And that screen that they set, Pittsnoggle setting the screen for Gansey over in the corner of that diagonal is so hard because Gansey can go either to the ball or to the basket, and it's a really difficult thing to guard. Then you've got Pittsnoggle, just drift right out to the three-point line. He's got such a quick trigger.
Well, they set it up all game with a down screen and him popping to the corner, so you're really in deep water.
5 to shoot for Pittsburgh. They gave a nice play, and Young scores off the feed from Krauser. That was nicely diagrammed by Jamie Dixon and executed by his team. 12 off the bench for Sam Young.
You know, that play, Sean, is exactly why a lot of teams like to go with the 2-3 zone out. What a fake.
Oh, little kiss.
Left Air Bear after the fake. His first basket since 12:10 remained in the first half. He had 12 points to start the game in under 8 minutes and had not scored since.
They're so fundamentally sound. He kept his pivot foot. A lot of guys would have dragged it or moved it.
Gray knocked over Pittsnoggle and got called for a charge.
Well, Danny does some judging to the floor. He may need some Epsom salts after tonight's game. But right here, just standing up solidly defensively. Moves the feet, gets himself in position, and Air Bear, of course, in the area, confuse things and help.
That's the second foul on Gray. Under 4 minutes to go. West Virginia has not trailed in the game. Beeline missed the three. Rebound Young. Now Fields the push.
Nice switch there. Beeline covered for
Krauser. Bodied by Collins. 20 to shoot. Young.
He's out of bounds, I believe, or a walk.
There he got called for a travel as he tried to hand it off to Aaron Gray. Timeout, 3.5 to go here in Morgantown.
Medical imaging technology, like the Lightspeed VCT scanner from GE Healthcare, is allowing doctors to look at the human heart and possibly even human life in a truly remarkable way, one healthy heartbeat at a time. Healthcare reimagined. Imagination at work.
Innovative solutions from Siemens can be found everywhere by helping to make water more pure, Buildings more efficient, facilities more modern, communications better integrated, and energy more reliable. We're turning dreams into reality.
If you were going to be with one of my friends, who would it be?
Introducing new high-endurance hair and body wash from Old Spice.
Tell me, I'm not going to be mad. I'm just curious.
The easiest way to get clean from head to toe. Don't you wish everything was this easy?
Far bigger than a game. Much more than a mere rivalry. Steeped in history. Stirred by maniacal fan legends. What college basketball is all about. North Carolina, Duke. An ESPNU Full Circle event. Tip-off is on ESPN Saturday at 9 with Cameron Crazy Cam coverage on ESPNU.
I know it's not officially dubbed Rivalry Week, but we'll continue with another rivalry in the Big 12. James on Curry and the Pokes trying to knock off Oklahoma. It's coming up next.
We'll never make the...
And we're back in Morgantown, West Virginia for Big Monday presented by Bud Light. 3.5 to go. West Virginia has not trailed in the game, leads by 6 as we look at our TGIF game track. Stories of the game, the three-point shooting for West Virginia. They've outscored Pitt from beyond the arc by 27 points. And Pittsburgh turnover prone, particularly in the first half. Pittsnogle did not score in the first meeting between these teams this year. He's made up for it and then some tonight. The winner of this one will have sole possession of third place. The goal now for each of these teams in the Big East standings to get a first-round bye next week in the Big East Conference Tournament at Madison Square Garden. West Virginia with a win seals the automatic bye. If Pittsburgh won tonight, they wouldn't clinch it, but they'd be close. The problem for Pittsburgh is if they lose and go down to 5 losses, they're in trouble in tiebreakers against Georgetown, against which they lost, and Marquette, with whom they split. So a loss tonight could mean they'll play on the first day, win the Big East Championship.
Not that it can't be done, but it puts a lot of... It's tough, yeah.
That bye is huge, and both of these teams are well aware of that. Pittsnogle took a pretty good bang from Krauser and missed the shot.
Yeah, nice hustle by Krauser, though.
Well, that's where Pittsnogle has to be stronger and finish that play. He got bumped, yes, but you still have to finish it.
Krauser forced one up. Perhaps in part frustration with the way his night's gone. 2 for 13 from the floor now for Carl Krauser. Under 3 minutes to go. West Virginia by 6. Collins.
Look at this. Nobody came out. Fatigue setting in. What a great look.
Beeline missed a wide open 3. Krauser the push. Levance Fields for 3. Way off. Run down by Krauser. Excellent hustle. And then he was fouled by Joe Airbear. Boy, Jamie Dixon tonight is every whistle that has blown from these 3 officials. That time he got the call. Looked like he was going to argue till he realized he was getting the call.
Well, also, it's so important. You just went through the standings. He knows that better than any of us. And you're begging, no question about it. Let's see, somebody has some blood showing. Tim Higgins checking on Pittsnogle.
Well, it might just be red ink from one of the 10 tattoos.
I think it was.
They don't leak, Sean, just in case, you know. Not that I know firsthand.
Shaw walking toward the table.
Changed the shot clock, I believe.
It's at 35 right now, which it should be. Wasn't there just a foul on Airbear?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe some time came off the game clock. That might be what they're checking. Yeah, they put 1 second back on. 2.5 to go. Full shot clock. Ramon plays it into Fields out there with Young.
Defense wants to make them use clock.
Krauser again, a runner.
Tough shot.
Yep. Wouldn't go. He has really hurt them with his shot selection on a night when they're not dropping. He's made it that much more difficult by taking some running off balance shots.
You mentioned Jamie. Tim Higgins was just chatting with him, Sean. He's got to be careful.
During a recent timeout, Tim Higgins warned the bench, pointed a finger at Joe Lombardi, told him to pipe down. Airbear for 3. Ramon the rebound. Pittsburgh with chances, but they're not capitalizing. That's been A story of the night. Ramon for three. He's been terrific.
He will. A nice find by Fields. A field of dreams when you can knock jumpers down in early offense.
12 points for Ronald Ramon on 5 out of 6 shooting, 2 out of 3 from beyond the arc. He has 3 rebounds. Berg in a one-possession game now down by 3.
Well, essentially the secondary break for Pittsburgh and not having to go against the set defense of West Virginia. A good shot.
Boy, Ramon's a good player. You mentioned his dad, Ricardo, a professional basketball player in the Dominican Republic, Brazil, and Argentina. For his brief career, he's at the end of his sophomore year, 2.3 assists for every turnover. That's best in Pittsburgh history, ahead of Sean Miller, who was so outstanding career at Pittsburgh, where they're celebrating 100 years of basketball this year. 1 timeout left. Neither team near the limit of 7 fouls, 4 fouls apiece.
Boy, this is a big defensive possession for Pittsburgh here. They want to try to get a stop here so that they can put a little more game pressure on West Virginia. They have played with the lead for an awfully long time, and Pittsburgh has to stay solid. They cannot help too much. They've been helping a lot in the second half.
West Virginia has not trailed in the game. Beeline with Krauser running at him. Took it to the rim and missed a short layup. It got tipped out to Fields. 3-on-2. Young fouled. Travel.
Hold this. Jamie's got to be careful.
Well, Jamie Dixon in the corner going bananas.
He's saying the other referee has a foul called.
I thought it was going to be a foul called. Now, I don't think that was a walk, do you?
No, and I think he did get hit.
Yep. And I don't blame Jamie for being upset, but he's going to wind up in the eyes and ears of these officials in the Big East Conference like the boy who cried wolf if he's going to argue every whistle all night long. Timeout, West Virginia. And it'll be a full timeout with 56 seconds to go. To shoot. Jamie Dixon, before he goes to the bench to talk to his team, glaring at Tim Higgins. Super Tuesday tomorrow, presented by Lexus. On ESPN tomorrow night, 2 terrific ball games. LSU ranked number 21 against South Carolina. Illinois will take on Minnesota. That's tomorrow night starting at 7. Super Tuesday presented by Lexus on ESPN. West Virginia here tonight looking for its 5th win against a ranked team. They've played a tough schedule. Already have UCLA and Georgetown. Now a chance to knock over the number 9 team in the country in the Pitt Panthers.
And away, too. You know, Villanova away, early in the year, Oklahoma away, UCLA away. But right now, Jamie's got to be intent on what he wants run. That's what happens frequently when you get involved with the officials. Sometimes it takes you a while to get into the timeout and get your team organized.
Well, really, they've had some success in trying to make West Virginia finish over them. You just have to, again, I don't think you can make the mistake here of over-helping and giving West Virginia an open shot. Everything has to be challenged, and you've got to rebound the miss.
Because when Pittsburgh comes high, it's really been disconcerting for the defense of Pittsburgh.
West Virginia just 3 for 13 from 3 in this half. After 9 for 22 in the first half, they have the ball. The arrow in favor of Pittsburgh in a tie-up situation. Again, we could get to a situation as we saw last Monday where you'd line, you have to foul multiple times with 4 team fouls aside.
They switched the screen.
Gansey, a deep 3, short. Rebound, Young.
A great decision by Jamie Dixon and his staff to switch that instead of just helping and hedging.
Got to go to the rim.
They've been battling uphill all night. They need a 3 to tie. Krauser tipped up by Kendall. Air Bear fouled, or yes, foul on Kendall. Kendall was clapping, but it was on Levon, and that's his second.
Pretty effective defensive maneuver around the rim. Being solid, everybody gathering, particularly Pittsburgh. He caused the problem. Levon Kendall almost comes up with a terrific tip, and then the rundown ensues. And Air Bear, not the quickest guy in the world, but just an aggressive performer, comes up with it, and a giveaway, and a good one.
Sometimes you wonder, that tip by Kendall, you wonder what keeps it out of the basket.
Did everything right. Watch the deeper, the home run.
Air Bear, nobody back.
What a killer.
Five-point lead, West Virginia, 25 to go. Krauser got Pittsnoggle in the air.
Boy.
Are they going to call it in the act of shooting?
Are they giving it 2?
Yeah, he said Krauser was on the line. Shot opportunity.
The biggest thing is you don't want to stop the clock in that particular case. Under control, you see more guys closing out without control.
So Krauser at the line, 72.4% for the year.
Kid stuff.
3 for 3 from the line now tonight. 2 for 15 from the floor. Levon Kendall back in for Antonio Graves. This is a big one. Game again with 22 seconds to go.
Also sets up the defense if he makes it.
Made them both. Here comes the pressure.
You can be aggressive here.
Pittsnoggle stripped by Krauser. He's out of bounds.
Ooh, they called a foul.
Boy, they called Krauser for a foul.
Wow, that was a great steal.
Give him out of bounds. That's all he had to do.
Right in front of us.
Oh, they do. They are.
No, they called a foul.
Wow.
On Krauser.
What a read. Talk about his
foul steal. Well, he stepped out. It's their ball anyway, but that was a steal.
And now Kendall fouls to get them to the 1-and-1. That's the 7th team foul. So Pittsnoggle will go to the line. 3 fouls on Kendall. Pittsnoggle 86% for the year. 1 out of 2 tonight. Huge.
And you know what's interesting now? I would put people on the line if I'm West Virginia. Don't go for just not to give them an easy opportunity, but they do step up the pressure.
Pittsnoggle goes out after making 2 huge free throws. Leaves to a standing ovation in his last home game on senior night. 14,805 here and a foul.
And they had 1 to give.
Yep. Smart.
That is smart. Make them inbound again and run some more time. Darius Nichols put in the game to do just that by John Beilein. Pittsnoggle comes back in now for the designated fouler.
The old days under Red Holzman, he used to be put in to give that foul, but Pittsnoggle such a force defensively.
Krauser, he's stepping on the line. That's for 2. A deep 2. 10 seconds to go, and Benjamin the quick foul on Patrick Beilein. But first, they're going to say Pittsburgh got the timeout called before the foul. So Beilein will not be going to the line. Curtis Shaw, the official at midcourt, said, no, I had a timeout for Pittsburgh. He's out of bounds.
How about this? The ability to know where you are, but the 2, let's see. He's on the line.
Yep, no doubt. So it's still a 3-point game. And I think Jamie Dixon wants to know if there should be more time on the clock because they got the timeout. I do believe the clock ran once the ball was inbounded to Beilein. So let's take a look.
Yeah. 10-3, 10-4.
When do we get the timeout, though? Curtis Shaw, the official at midcourt.
As soon as
as soon as the ball goes through the net, the clock stops in the last minute.
And that's when he got the timeout.
Yeah, exactly.
If it had been inbounded, then they wouldn't have been able to get the timeout. So clearly it had to blow while the ball was through the hoop and out of bounds. But there could be, the only question is, when did that happen?
Now you got to think about who to force to catch it if you can, if you're Pittsburgh. And, you know, Gansey's 66% shooter of all the guys on the floor. You know, and of course, under pressure, guys respond beautifully, as he has done all through his career here.
They've added 1/10 of a second so far. It had shown 9.9. Curtis Shaw, the official on the right there, was the man at half court who gave him the timeout, so he would have the best idea when in that sequence, after it went through the net, before it was inbounded, that the timeout, and blew the whistle. He wants to look at it again. If they add any more time, it's just going to be fractions of seconds here.
10-5 at best, huh? But at this point in the game, too, when the ball is inbounded, you don't have many opportunities to select. You got to give it pretty much on the catch. 10-3.
10.3. I think they split the difference. It could have blown anywhere between about 10.5 and give it 10.3. Beeline inbound with Collins, Gansey, Pittsnogle, and Airbear.
Watch the home run. It's dangerous, and now Krauser backs off to protect.
The 5 seniors on the court together in the final 10 seconds of their last home game, and Gansey is fouled. Well, he's a 66% free throw shooter. Doesn't go to the line a lot lately. No free throw attempts over the last 3 games. He's 2 for 2 tonight. He shot those in the first minute of the game.
It's interesting. I wouldn't go there till everybody was set. He's getting his form organized.
1-on-1 opportunity. Well, obviously, for a couple of reasons. The first one is huge. It gives him the second one and makes it a 2-possession game. Doesn't get the second one without making the first.
Nice.
2 free throws by Gansey. Timeout for John Beeline with 9.8 to go, up by 5. Jerry Dunn, the former Penn State head coach, now an assistant at West Virginia there, offering some advice. West Virginia 9.8 away from its 20th win of the year. Its 11th big winning season in their Big East history. And if it stays this way and it is a win, they will earn that first round bye. One of the 4 teams that will not have to play on the first day in New York City at the Big East Championship next week. West Virginia is at Cincinnati to close out the regular season. Pittsburgh home Friday night for Seton Hall. Of course, the race at the top, Connecticut and Villanova are tied. They split their 2 regular season meetings with Connecticut's victory at home yesterday. They're at South Florida and have Louisville at St. John's, and then at Syracuse. And what they expect will be the largest crowd ever at the Carrier Dome.
And because of tiebreakers, Pittsburgh conceivably could be 6th.
Yep. They could fall all the way down to the 6th seed when all is said and done. And this one is in the win column. On senior night, and John Beeline coaches his team to their 20th win of the year, 2nd in a row, and his son Pat, the 5 seniors playing the final home game. And
fitting the way Pittsnogle responded, and Gansey a slow start, but got running and cutting, forcing the issue. Pittsnogle defensively something overlooked. They're not an imposing front line on that end, but he was extraordinary.
Antonio Graves has just fouled out. He had 3 points, 6 rebounds. Gansey missed. Krauser. Vision for Carl, who was 3 for 16 tonight from the floor. Students storming the court. Huge win for John Beeline and the West Virginia Mountaineers as they move into sole possession of 3rd place and secure a first round bye in the Big East Championship, which begins next Wednesday in Madison Square Garden. They won't have to play on Wednesday.
Tell you what, a tribute to the hard on Beeline's philosophy prevailing, his ability to stretch the defense, cut, step back for 3s. And Pitt gave it a heck of a run.
Kevin Pittsnogle at 26 points, 5 threes. Joe Airbear at 16 points, 12 of those in the first 8 minutes. Gansey at 8, Collins had 7, Beeline at 6. All of the seniors contributing tonight. And for Pittsburgh with 12 on 6 for 6 shooting. Ramon had 12 on 5 out of 6 shooting. They led the Panthers. Krauser 10 points, just 3 out of 16. Jay Billis is standing by with Coach Beeline and a couple of his star seniors.
John, first of all, congratulations on a great game. You know, this win gives you a bye in the first round or the first day of the Big East tournament. You've been through it where you didn't get that bye. What does the bye mean to you and your guys?
Well, I think for us right now is that, you know, they get that extra day. We get to go in there and we relaxed a little bit and play a team out. We won't forget what we did to those teams last year, so we'll have pretty good focus for it.
A lot of emotion in this game, not just because of the Big East and the bye on the line and NCAA seeding, but it was senior night. What did it mean to you to see these guys get rewarded before the game?
These kids, I've had a lot of seniors, Jay, but the way we all came in together, you can't create that adversity. And they have been the toughest group of guys I've ever been with, and I've been with great ones. So my hat's off to these guys. I'll have other senior years. They got it done.
A little bit of a different team than you had last year. Season play with this group.
I think we have more experience. We're missing some athleticism, but we're a real smart team. Our IQ, our basketball IQ is getting better and better.
You know, we always talk about Kevin Pittsnoggle, and rightfully so, but the guy to his left, Mike Gansey's had an extraordinary year. Talk about him as a player.
He's just had a great year. You know, he sat out a year, Jay, and he worked in his game. Right now, I tell you what, he can play with anybody. He gives himself up so much on the court. I got to watch him closely because he gets too tired. But we get ready to roll.
Well, John, congratulations on a great game. Sean, back to you.
All right, Jay, we'll hear from Pittsnoggle and Gansey on ESPN News in a couple of moments. The celebration underway in Morgantown. There isn't a team in the country that relies more heavily on its seniors, and all 5 of them contributed in their final home game tonight. Final score, West Virginia 67 and Pittsburgh 62. Now for Jay Billis, Bill Raftery, and our ESPN crew, I'm Sean McDonough saying good night from Virginia. Time to send you out now for the second part of our Big Monday extravaganza. Big 12 country it is, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Let's join Ron Franklin.
Senior night. We will go live for a post-game extra. You don't want to miss Raf, Jay Billis, and Sean McDonough. It's coming up on ESPN News.
Wake up to ESPN News. Let the celebration begin. Every morning, it's everything you need to know about sports every 30 minutes. Late breaking, first thing. Don't hit the snooze bar, hit the remote. Wake up to ESPN News.
At GMC, we seek out the world's greatest engineering innovations and put them to use. Introducing the all-new 2007 GMC Yukon. With more power, greater fuel efficiency, and details crafted with exacting precision. It's engineering beyond the drawing board. GMC, engineered professional grade.
Yo, how's it hanging? I'm Dr. Angus, and I have a PhD in cheesy. The Angus cheesy bacon is so big, beefy, cheesy, and bacony, you'll have to sit to enjoy it.
Wow, I feel cheesy.
You are cheesy.
No, you're cheesy.
It's that easy. It's that cheesy. The new Angus cheesy bacon. Keep it cheesy.
What's cooking? A whole menu of restaurant-inspired dishes. Corner bistro entrees from Stouffer's. 6 delicious entrees like seafood scampi, shrimp and scallops tossed in a buttery garlic sauce and served over linguine pasta. It's not what you'd expect from frozen, but it is what you'd expect from Stouffer's. Try our full menu of corner bistro entrees and see what's cooking at Stouffer's.
Where do people go for the lowest rates on hotels? Let's find out.
Francisco hotels are pricey.
You try Travelocity?
4 stars, $189.
Orbitz?
$189. What about Hotwire? Eureka! 4-star hotel is $88 with a pool.
Lowest price guaranteed. Hotwire.com.
Nets visiting those pesky Atlanta. His hamstring on Sunday, but in uniform tonight in Atlanta. And here's VC. Off the screen, free throw line jumper, got it. Put the Nets up 4 at the time. Right now, Nets, Vince Carter, 7 of 18 from the field, 18 points. He's also 3 of 8 from 3. Later, the Atlanta Hawks playing Magic Johnson Championship basketball. That is good ball movement. Salim Stoudemire, first game back, handed down a 2-game suspension for conduct detrimental. Stoudemire has 10 points, and the Atlanta Hawks leading 89-86, 3:50 left in the fourth quarter. Jason Kidd has been held under 20 points in 16 of the last 18 games. He's got 18 points right now to go along with 14 assists.
The backyard brawl, number 9, Pitt visiting number 18, West Virginia in Morgantown. Third place on the line in the Big East and a likely bye in the Big East tournament early on. The senior cut a game for the senior. He was 0 for 12 at Pitt. A different story tonight. Joe Airbear for 3. He had 12 in the first 10 minutes. West Virginia up 1. And please, somebody, snuggle me from 3. 13 in the first half for Kevin. Under a minute to go in the first half. Look at the range of Patrick Beeline. Son of a coach. He hits it from deep. And West Virginia had the lead at the half. Pitt comes fighting back, though, until Schnagel goes in. More Joe Airbear. He can drive. He can shoot. One of the more underrated players in the Big East. Breaks free there for the lay-in. That made it 58-53, 63-58, and celebrate in Morgantown, West Virginia. You know they know how to celebrate in Morgantown. You get the feeling of that. 67-62 is your final. Indeed, West Virginia splits with the Panthers on the season and take over sole possession of third place now in the Big East at 11-4. They jack 6 3-pointers. And we now join 3 guys that love to jack up the 3. Sean McDonough, Bill Raftery, Jay Billis. Guys, another memorable night in Morgantown. The fans going wild there. West Virginia, they love to shoot the 3. Tonight, it worked out for them. A huge game from Pitt Snoggle.
Yeah, it was a huge game after he went for the bagel 18 days ago in the meeting up in Pittsburgh. Won by the Panthers. He was 0 for 12 in that game, 0 for 6 from 3. Tonight, a much early in the game on senior night. All 5 of the West Virginia seniors in the starting lineup. It was a team emotionally ready to go. Sometimes that could have been a negative. They fed off the emotion, never trailed in the game.
And Joe Airbear was the guy that really got him started. He was really ready to play and ready to fight. He knocked some 3s down. They were able to spread the floor, and they got the lead early. And I think that really staked them out to the game. I thought they did a really solid job early, offensively and defensively.
For a guy who never goes for a bagel, Pitt Snoggle 13. Jay had an opportunity to talk to him, which we'll hear later. He had to have confidence early, and he did. He got out of the gate up in Pittsburgh. He missed the first 4, and he ended up 0 for 12. This was a different atmosphere. These fans were absolutely phenomenal.
Terrific.
They weren't going to let them lose.
Some of them, though, need to calm down just a little bit. The security staff here doing an excellent job trying to maintain some sense of decorum. And as they do that, let's listen in on Jay's conversation a moment ago with Kevin Pittsnoggle and Mike Gansey.
Kevin, an emotional night. What was your game when you were rewarded right before as a senior?
It was great. We had a lot of energy. We had a lot of enthusiasm from all these fans. And it's been great all year. And it's a great win for us to go out on right here at home.
You know, the last time you played against Pittsburgh, one of the few times in your career you've left with a bagel. What was the difference tonight in scoring over 20?
I knew I had to come in and make some shots, get my confidence up early. And once I got going, and my teammates got me in the game early.
You know, one of the things we were talking about, you and Mike Gansey work together. When you set a ball screen, you seem to know exactly what each other's thinking.
That comes from playing with each other every day in practice. Past 3 years, we were playing with each other, and it's been a lot of fun. And I don't want it to end anytime soon.
Well, congratulations on a great game. Let's get Mike in here. Mike, congratulations to you, not only on a great game, but a great career. What is your thought process going into a big game like this with so much on the line and senior day at that?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a great feeling coming out here, last home game, just trying to get a big win against a great team rather than this, just winning, coming out like this.
You know, last year you guys had to play 4 games in 4 days. How important was it to you to get that bye?
Yeah, it was very important. Just winning this game, just getting an extra day of rest, because we only play 7 guys, so it's tough on our legs playing 4 games in a row, but to get that bye, it's great now. Now we got to worry about Cincinnati.
Is it a different feeling this year going into postseason? You don't have to win as many games to get in and to get into the tournament. What's your mindset going into postseason?
Yeah, you know, it's a little different. Last year we had to win to get in the NCAA, and I think in the NCAA now, and you know, we're just trying to do the best we can in the Big East tournament and ride it out.
Well, Mike, congratulations on a great game.
Thank you.
Well, they are definitely going to be in the NCAA tournament. They're all alone in 3rd place. The top 4 teams in the Big East standings get a first-round bye, as Jay and the fellas mentioned, and that is huge. You get the first day off Wednesday. Theoretically, realistically, you'd need only 3 wins to win the Big East tournament championship instead of 4. Pittsburgh in big trouble now because they're part of that 5-loss group with Georgetown and Marquette. They lose those tiebreakers, so the 6th-seeded team when we go to New York next week.
And that's where the imbalanced schedule can come to bite a team. I don't think that Pittsburgh is the 6th best team in this league, as good as this league is. But that's the hand they've been dealt. And what they really need to do is beat Seton Hall. They've got Seton Hall coming up, their last game of the regular season. If they beat them, then they'll be in a better position maybe to rise up, see what happens with the other teams.
Well, West Virginia said they need a day off. I certainly need a day off from you two. But, you know, Pitt's so powerful and tough defensively here to come in and win. And I thought they played well, but just not good enough.
You know, Beeline talked about it. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Beeline talked about it.
Why apologize?
Why now?
You've been doing it all year.
But he talked about the great feel that his players have, the feel for the game. And at least for me, that's why you come away watching them play. Those are 5 guys he puts on the floor that have an unbelievable feel for the game. It's really fun to watch.
You made the point. It's hard to believe that Pittsburgh could be the 6th best team in the Big East when they're ranked number 9 in the country this week. But that's what happens, and it'll be interesting next week at Madison Square Garden. We also thank Kevin Pittsnogle's mom for the cameo appearance during the interview as well. An exciting night, an emotional night on senior night, and a great win for West Virginia to take sole possession of 3rd place. Robert?
Actually, Sean, it's Ryan, and I think we need to probably thank Raftery for protecting you two guys. It looked like he was kind of holding down the fort there. But I have questions for all 3 of you as far as Big East bubble teams. We'll start with Raf Seton Hall Club. They're really strong. What does Seton Hall have to do to get into the tournament?
I defer to Bubble Boy. I know nothing. See, I'm big on it. Doesn't matter till we have the show, but we've got to talk about it. But you know, I think Seton Hall has to win a game, at least 1 and maybe 2.
If they win against Pittsburgh, that would be a huge statement to make going into the Big East tournament. But you know, I think, Ryan, the answer to any question about what does a team have to do in order to feel comfortable, you got to win. And winning the bigs that are sort of the most marquee and most impressive. All these teams that are on the bubble have proven they can lose. You know, the key is who have you beaten. And if you can stack up some quality wins to show the committee that you can beat people, especially of the top 50, top 25 variety, you know, that's the best way I know of to impress the selection committee.
I also think that a lot of 10-loss teams are in trouble. Will not get in. I mean, it's amazing when you look across the country.
I think the thing that's working against Seton Hall is so much of it is how you finish at the end of the NCAA tournament. Right now, they're on a downward cycle.
Jay, you have said so much that 65 teams have to go to the tournament. And obviously, that's that's what they need to get in. When you take a look at the Big East, though, and you take a look at Syracuse, Cincinnati, and Seton Hall, we've talked so much about this league. Is it possible now that the Big Ten actually gets more than the Big East, of course, with Indiana beating Michigan State?
No. I mean, I think that Big East is going to get 8 teams at worst. I think there's a better than average chance they could get 9 depending on what happens. There's still a lot of basketball left to be played. I think that the Big Ten is going to get 7. You know, I think Indiana, unless Indiana totally falls apart, and it's not out of the realm of possibility given the roller coaster they've been on all season long, but the win they had against Michigan State gives them enough quality wins as against other teams. I mean, Indiana right now would get in over a team like Colorado or even Syracuse. I think they've got more quality wins. They've also got some losses that are hurtful, but I think the Big Ten's going to get 7, but I think the Big East 8 at minimum, given the quality of play they've had all year long.
You know, and if Jay answers that question much longer, it'll be Selection Sunday, and we'll have the answer without having to speculate anymore.
It might be either Seton Hall or Syracuse, by the way. But
I haven't even gotten to the Missouri Valley Conference yet. They're going to get 5.
Go ahead.
We'll do this one. We'll do this one real quick then, and obviously that's good news for either Seton Hall, Syracuse, or Seton Hall. Absolutely. West Virginia or UCLA. Awkward playing teams. A 1-3-1 from West Virginia, a 3-point shooting team. Who's more dangerous in the tournament, West Virginia or UCLA?
I think West Virginia. Because they not only play a different style in the offensive end where they rely on the 3-point shot so much, and Kevin Pittsnogle's a big that can pull your big men away from the basket, but they play differently on defense too. That 1-3-1 is something that teams don't see a lot.
They spread you. It's very difficult. I mean, it's unnatural basically, but they've also proven they don't have to stay with the 1-3-1, which they free zone. So Beeline defensively is very creative, particularly coming out of timeouts.
All right, anything? At UCLA, I just think they're a better team. 5 seniors, you know, that's important. The experience of last year's run to the Elite 8. I just think in that matchup, everything would point toward
West Virginia being more dangerous.
Raph, Jay, and Sean, thanks so much as always. Big Monday. You guys put in a little extra work tonight. Hopefully Morgantown stays sane so you guys can get out of there, but thanks for sticking around a little extra tonight.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at the last couple meetings between West Virginia and Pittsburgh. Indeed, Kevin Pittsnoggle rebounded from his poor performance at Pitt earlier this month. Tonight, Snoggle held scoreless in their first meeting. He had 26 with 5 3-pointers. West Virginia, 6 of 27 from behind the arc. Indeed, they got it done tonight, big time, making 12 threes tonight in 36 attempts.
Roger Clemens worked out at Astro spring training.